happy day. It's 7:07 a.m. on March 3rd. And today, pardon me. And today, I'm going to be doing a reading for you with the Akashic Tarot deck. A lot of tarot decks don't usually... Oh, hi. Thank you for visiting my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mary. I like to read the Akashic Tarot because it very specifically... It vibes with me more. I vibe with it more. Up until, like, literally my mom gifted this to me, I was never really a tarot reader. I'm more of a number reader. I'm a numerologist, first and foremost. Everything's going to eventually relate back to numbers for me because that makes the most sense for me. Numbers are the same throughout culture and religion and ability and race and class and all of those things. It don't matter what you is, a number can make its presence be known to you. If two stones hit you, you will feel it 2 times. So yeah, essentially, and honestly, if a stone does hit you, you feel it more than the once. You feel it the one time where it actually impacts you, but then your mind replays it again and again to remember how to not get hit by that stone again. That's how impactful the number 1 is. That first stone, and then that second stone. A little confusing. Then that third stone, you're like, okay, let me get a little creative. Let me get dodgy. That 4th stone, now you know how. Now you got a shield. You got yourself another thing. A 5 stone, maybe you try throwing the rock back. A 6 stone, maybe you got friends who also got stones. Y'all start throwing stones. But maybe we could all just be like, hey, why are we throwing stones at each other? That could kill somebody. Isn't that how Cain got Abel? Let's not do this. Anyway, hi, happy day. I like the Akashic Tarot because the cards make sense to me. Oh! I was about 222 on the clock! Okay, I hear you, my bad. I was about to be like, no, that doesn't count, but then one just fell out because it was like a whole grip of them, you know? The Ark of the Covenant. Master number 11, 2. A destined beginning. I'm going to read this one out. I'm going to read this full card out because 2:42 as I look at the time again. Because it's been coming up multiple times. And I'll say my little spiel on it or whatever. Like, I'd be like, oh, there's a destined thing for you. This is going to be a partnership that people aren't having any ego in this business partnership. It is just like, hey, this is what it is. This is how we can help each other. This is how we benefit each other. This is what we're doing. We're on the same mission. And, like, finding somebody on the same mission as you, like, I want to build a utopia. That's going to take a lot of different steps because right now we are very far from a utopia, right? Like, war is so regular, noise is so regular. But 2 is about diplomacy and thankfulness and partnership and patience and destiny. Master number 11 specifically is really good at illuminating how the individuality of the dichotomy exists. Like, in order for that dichotomy to exist, the 3:53 as I look down and it's 7:11. Anyway, the dichotomy only happens because of the 2 individuals. The only reason why there is 2 is because there is a 1 and a 1. Now, sometimes there is just straight up 2, like just existing, like a 20, or just a 2 existing. 2 peas in a pod, whatever. Maybe that's what it feels like. Maybe y'all are 2 peas in a pod. Let me read you, boo. Let me read Ark of the Covenant. Oh! This is the second time. I mean, it must be like something. Like, I must have pressed into this book a certain way to open up to the Ark of the Covenant. Let me see. But I did open up straight up to the Ark of the Covenant, to the upright, so that was pretty easy to flip to. So that just might be the one that this book likes to talk about. The stars are shining on a serene desert night. Fire burns before a number of white tents. Inside of the tents, just beyond the open flaps, rests the Ark of the Covenant. Two men sit in a crackling fire nearby. At the most mundane level, this card can represent a beneficial legal contract or title transfer. My nose is itching. This card can represent. Oh, my ear is itching too. That's strange. I'm hearing you. I'm listening. That's really what's going on. A title transfer, a legal contract. Is that what's going on with you guys? It also can show successfully working with professionals such as brokers and lawyers. See? Pay attention. Look out for that. More often, it indicates that you are living true to your own. I also have allergies, so that might be why I'm so itchy on my face, but I don't think so. Living true to your own karmic contract, facing your lessons of growth, working toward greater discoveries, and bringing your unique contribution to the world. Your karma does not rule you. You rule it. When the work becomes too great, taking a rest doesn't break with your covenant. Taking a break does not, see, look, they're in the Ark of the Covenant. They're sitting here lounging and talking and having like, yeah, we're sitting and lounging. They're not saying you have to walk forever, day and night. They're saying take a rest because that's part of it. Like, if you can't, you have to complete the job. You have to do whatever it takes to complete the job. This is your purpose. This is not just like, oh, I feel like I have, like, why does this keep calling you? You have to ask yourself why whatever's calling you, because I don't know what phone you have. And maybe it's you don't have the ringer on, and that's why you keep missing the call. But for me, it seems like maybe it's coming up as spam. But like, the universe is calling you to do a certain job. And if you are not choosing to take up that job, that's fine. But it's going to keep calling. And there's a reason why. And hell, you might have answered the call. And then you've answered so much, and you're just like, oh, I got to keep booking it. No. You have to do whatever it takes in order to complete the mission. And that includes rest. That includes listening to your intuition. That includes, you know what? Actually, today, we're not moving at all today. It's raining today. Or, like, we've been doing this move or whatever, but today's not the day. Even though I know I've got work to do, it's not work that I have to do right now. Like, oh, it's coming up for me, Vienna. You can afford to lose a day or two. Slow down, you crazy child. Take the phone off the hook and disappear for a while. It's alright, you can afford to lose a day or two. When you realize Vienna waits for you. Vienna isn't in a rush for you to arrive. Okay, let me finish reading this. Taking a rest doesn't break with your covenant. It supports it. You understand the phases of time and energy and work within those phases. Some of your karmic directives at this time may involve other people. If so, make sure there is no urgency, need, or personal agenda in play. Don't let yourself get pulled into an emotional drama. Know that the things that require your attention now reflect a commitment that has a far-reaching influence that may impact your present as well as your future lives. So continue to work toward your highest purpose, to uphold the sacred covenant you have to touch the world with your light. So, like, truly how I feel, like, and I'm just going to kind of go into my own belief system real quick. 717 on the clock. 494 on the video. I'm going to tell you my testimony. Not all of it, but I'm going to tell you about at least what I believe. This is how my relationship with God is. Um, personally, like, personally, I have such a deep relationship, and my faith is so strong, and like it's something that I'm so thankful to have. Um, how I see God is that God is everything. God is all the answers and the confusions and the this is what it is. This is what we do. Like this is who we are. And our soul made decisions for us alongside God. Is how it feels like. It feels like, at least in my particular case, maybe not for you guys, but maybe eventually. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. There you go. I knew I saw it. A piece of, I swear. It might be dandruff. It might be lint. I don't know. But anyway, um, it felt like, it feels like I sat down and I had a meeting with my boss, and I said, I want to go down again because these are the lessons that need to be learned for the collective. And this is what needs to happen for the collective so that we can have a boost in growth. And I feel like I was allowed to come down at this time. I think that we can choose to come down at any time. I feel like also we are all the same person at the same time, like different people, but we're the same soul, all connected in the oneness of God. Um, and that being said, there's a thing that I often say where I this is random. I don't know why I'm going on this, but apparently I'm going to say it. I am Anne Frank, and I am Hitler, and I am me, and I am my mother, and I am my child, and I am my enemy, and I am my lover, and I am all of these things because, and they are all me. I am every stranger that I meet. I am everything. But more importantly, they are each other as well. And because we are all each other, I feel like, well, one, we're really hard on ourselves in general. That's a big story that we tell ourselves. Is like, one, we need to be better at what we're doing, or like essentially we're not good enough, that we're lacking, that we're a lot of things, that we're often very mean to ourselves. And the amount of meanness that we are outwardly to other people is a huge reflection of how mean people are to themselves. And so a lot of times whenever I see an extremely mean person or somebody who lacks tact or they're very petty, I know that they're actively doing those same petty things to themselves to monitor 1313 as I look at the clock, to monitor and clock their own personalities and check their selves. And when I mean their selves, I mean like that little bit of tiny ray of seed, the mustard seed of faith inside of people that can really grow, and shine that little seed of light inside of us. Like right now, like I'm looking at my camera and it's got a little recording light, and it's just like a tiny little light. It's like just like a little pin of a light, like the size of the mole under my nose, and that's what it starts out with in your heart. And whenever you're a baby, that's kind of big in comparison to the rest of your body. But then as you get bigger and your body grows, it gets further away, especially if you're not doing the work on growing that light inside of you. And sometimes it starts out with you just like having like a little needle where you're poking a hole in construction paper to get a bunch of like pinpricks of light because like somebody told you that's a tool that you have to use. And then like sometimes things come along and like just punch a hole through it for you, and now there's a big hole and like you can see much more light. Um, that may be trauma sometimes, and it may feel really traumatic. But in my life, I feel like I had a lot of early trauma and then a lot of great life. Like, I'm very blessed. Not to brag, but I feel very spoiled by the universe. I feel like part of my contract was to suffer greatly as a child. Um, I don't think that when you sign a contract of to suffer greatly as a child, it's more like early in life to choose to be early in life or later in life. You're gonna suffer, period. One, you're gonna suffer your whole life. Everybody suffers day in and day out. It's about how we deal with the suffering. But I feel like people get to choose their greatest suffering either earlier or mid or like at certain quarters of their life or whatever. And I don't think in that contract it says this is how you're going to suffer. I think you have goals for the end of the life. And in order to achieve those goals, there are certain levels of comprehension you have to have along the way. And so, oh, it makes me actually want to cry for you and for me. But like, I'm just hearing how much you've actually dealt with to understand the things that you have to understand in order to help people through the thing that you're supposed to help people through. At the bottom of the deck is Archangel Gabriel. Ugh. It's a number 3, which is about childlike joy and finding that spark again. And like, you can call on him to remind you, like, you're that light, you're that joy, you're that little spark. It's what you do with all the assignments along the way, with all the parameters. Some people choose to have no suffering in their life, by the way. Some people choose to never have a soulmate. And I tell people that, and then they're like, "Is it me? Am I the best? Did I choose that?" I don't know. Mind your business. It's your Akashic records. I'll go read your Akashic records and tell you, but it's not going to be fun. You're not going to listen, and even then, like, I'm not here to tell you the future. Oh my gosh. Seeing him there. I'm a Pisces. So I'd be crying. I love to cry. But I mainly cry from joy. I cry from faith. I cry from hearing the voice of God, like hearing the archangels and seeing that connection and that protection through my life. And so that's why I believe in my numbers. Um, Whenever I was young, I used my numbers to to escape. I'm an escapist. Pisces are known to be escapists. So that's how I would escape a lot of the trauma. And I had to learn these tools very young because I was just trying to survive. Boo! I was like 6 or 7, 6, 7. Um, and I was being tormented and abused and in like a lot of terrible ways. Like, of course, like the way that like, oh my god, she's a pretty girl, a pretty little girl, or whatever. But like, it don't matter if you're pretty or not. If anything, like, people take advantage just of the vulnerable. Period. Period. Um, and my family was fractured at that moment, and abusers took advantage of the fracture because that's what predators do. And there's a time where people turn to that predator thing, going back to Cain and Abel, like there's this like belief that there is the lineage of Cain and the lineage of Abel, and the people who are Cain blood are always going to be Cain blood, and the people who are Abel blood are always going to be Abel blood. But guess what, baby? Cain and Abel are everybody. It just is. Like, they came from the same blood. Period. They already did. You can't undo that. That's just, it is in everyone. 727 as I say this. It's about being able to understand that what's in you. What's in you, and your lightness and your dark. Because we can all be killers too. 2 of Forces, the Willow, and Birth. How gorgeous this willow is. This river running. There's so much growth and like stability that is possible, like this balance and this foundation all together, like just leaning into love and family. And it's like, okay, what I'm gonna have to tell you is like love is the hardest thing to do. And like people say this things like you have to love yourself in order to be loved and blah blah blah. Blah. But really and truly, bottom of the deck is two of keys. Again, the treasure. It's like you don't know that you have a treasure in you. Like you haven't seen the little light. That's a little light I'm talking about inside of you. Like and there I don't know if you could see it, but like there's this little box. After he's been rummaged and stolen from, there's this little box. It's another two. It's a 242. Are you seeing 242 a lot? Which is an altogether an 8. You have a guardian angel, boo. Oh my gosh. Maybe you have been the guardian angel. Maybe you just are an earth angel to people. And that light of yours is like why. Like even just the tiniest bit of light has helped people through the dark. Like, and also the light keeps changing so much. How does this keep happening? I mean, I'm just using like a little cheap camera. Right up my nose here. Oh. Anyway. So like a huge chunk, and I'm not gonna do a huge chunk. Fine, I will do 2. What are these? Reflection and the chess game. The chess game came out yesterday. What was the chess game about? It said the problem is too is like it's hard for me to remember the exact words, but I remember it was like, oh yeah, you're observing right now. And reflections. That song just came on. Tell Her About It. That's my partner's one by Billy Joel. Tell her about it. Reflect. But like it's reflection and observation. The chess game is about seeing how things are going. You don't know what your opponent is doing all the way. You have to observe each move and as they move their pawns and their rooks and their other pieces that are also on the chessboard. You know? Right here I think it's the queen that is down. The queen on the black side. And so that could be your side. You might be playing the other one, but who knows? All we know is that right now, that black queen is down. Do you feel like you're a black queen who's down? After Black History Month, in Women's History Month? Anyway. But when you think about it, so whenever it comes to chess, if your queen's gone, you really gotta move different. You really gotta strategize and move different. Depending on what else. I mean, just like can do a lot. A queen can do a lot. The queen can do almost everything, right? Everything, everything. Um, and so a lot of times when people are like, oh well, my queen's gone, like, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna survive? But I mean, there are people who take down kings with a pawn. Kings don't really do much, do they? They just kind of go bloop bloop, bloop bloop, bloop bloop, and the queen be like, don't worry, I'm over here. That's the queen. And I don't know why it is that this game, of all these things that men love to play, the saying, especially these white men in the patriarchal society, love to play. I mean, lots of people of all races love to play chess. But the luxurious chess pieces that often it's you know what I'm saying. We've had to make it ours and include ourselves and just happen to kick ass. But they sure do make it to where the queen is the most ruling, powerful piece. How interesting. And then we have reflection. I mean, you can see the moon reflecting. I mean, last night was a lunar eclipse. It was called the worm moon. You got parasites? How about you reflect on that? What are you observing right now? What are you observing in your body? But that's the period of time that you're in right now. I keep being told to play you another one of my songs. It's embarrassing each time. What is that? Atsum. Another one yesterday. Nothing came out. Something came out with a Hilarion. Let me put on some chapstick. Hilarion, and it's similar to this. Like you can kind of see like ghostly things, but in this case, there's an angel here. 22-4. There's this Grand Master. There's an additional studier over here. He's studying as well. So perhaps, like, especially with the 2-2, it's like these two destined people, these two destinies coming together, the two and the creating a 4. My partner's a master number 22-4 life path, numerologically. And so that makes like him like a master builder or whatever. Which helps because I'm not very stable. He's a stable one. I'm popping into characters. You know, he also pops into characters, but he decides things. Like I feel things out, and he just decides what he's doing. And he decides to pay, and he takes his sweet time because it's 2-2. He's like there's no need to rush. He's very stoic. And then when it comes down to like these big projects and all that, he's thinking about things. That being said, these people are also like these grand masters. These are things that you can build with. These are people that you can build with. See, you've got like ancestors and people who've learned, and then an angel along with you. There's your ancestors. There's so much going on that can really illuminate you. It's telling you to study. Not just like, oh, learn about mathematics. It's saying learn about you. Like, what is your purpose? What is your purpose? I don't know when you're seeing this, but like I'm reading it now because this is when I feel like it. But you're gonna see this whenever you're supposed to see this. I be making like hour-long videos for some reason because that's what keeps coming out of me. I don't know how long that'll happen. I get busy. I get bored doing things. I move on. And I am just simply a vessel because that is part of my faith. It's like, this is my job. I was talking before I was walking. I talk in my sleep. My mouth is constantly moving, even though sometimes I'm mumbling, even though I'm stopped up, even though I start running out of breath. I've got something to say, and I can think about something else to say too. You want me to stop? I don't have to. I can keep saying more things. I'm alone. And I look at a card, and I talk to you guys, or whatever, and that's what happens. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm really bad at walking. I'm bad at holding things. I actually have really bad coordination with my whole body. I'm okay. I figured it out. I figured out how to flop my body around, but guess what? In the meantime, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk. I'm going to let people know as I'm tripping and flipping and clumsy, I'm going to do it. I'm going to let people know what's going on so they don't have to trip out, because yes, I am going to fall from time to time. But I'm pretty good at falling. I've gotten really good at falling, actually. But I think that's just from watching. Because I've taken a lot of hard falls, and I didn't like practice falling to learn 37 as I say this. I didn't practice falling. I just started watching a lot and studying. And then, have you ever seen that show Limitless? The show and the movie. If you haven't seen both, go ahead. If you liked one of them, you will like the other. But anyway, I decided to limitless myself. So I've been taking this drug, a limitless drug. But sometimes, like you think about, sometimes when you think about things for a long time, it helps you analyze things in a certain way to where then the next time you do it, you're able to do it better. So that was my gift, is I'm able to talk. I'm not always understood all the way, but the soul understands it. Sometimes I'm just the fertilizer for the soil that's already there. Sometimes I'm the soil. Sometimes I'm the seed. Sometimes I'm the water for a seed that's already there. Whenever we're sharing advice and all of that, or leaning on each other, we are also like in the process of gardening in some way. Like sometimes we're the seed, sometimes we're clearing out the weeds of what's been growing there for a long time, and you're putting down all the stuff to make sure that those weeds don't keep coming back. You don't know what, every person is their own different garden. And sometimes it looks pretty all right, and then you're like, oh shit, you got a hornet's nest or something, and you don't find out till you like step in it. What is at the bottom of the deck? The King of Roses again. We were just talking about the king on the chess table. Maybe that's what you're supposed to do right now. Maybe you're just supposed to be like, boop, 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 boop. Like he's the king of roses, and he's in his little roses garden. So he went from his little house spot, garden spot, this rose, that rose, back here, there's a bridge. Like, he's just boop, doop, boop, boop. While there's active war going on. Like, and maybe we need to be that way right now. First of all, roses. Cute flower, right? Also, thorns. They be talking about that. They be talking about that in songs and stuff. Because every single rose has its thorn. Good job. But yeah, he's got his little throne, his little wooden throne for his rose garden, his little outdoor. You maybe go outside and just go smell the roses. Have some fun. Why are you just like it's like also like when you're a king, you have to be such a grown up. And like it doesn't matter how old you are a kid. There is no person I have met. There's no person that I have met that I haven't been able to immediately see the child in them. And it's like, actually, you know what? My partner is the only person that it took a while, because he was just like he doesn't realize how elevated his mind is. Oh, the bottom of the deck is a scribe. I like to consider him a bit of a scribe. But what'll often happen with people who are like really high vibes is like they won't realize it, especially if they're just that way. And the reason why he's that way is that he was off in the woods a lot. He would just go off in the woods, like as a kid, and then as an adult, he went and lived in the woods for a year, just to be like, either I'll die out here or I won't. And then he would go. He was near a city, so he'd go into the city and hang out with people or whatever. But he, as a kid, his dream was to be a hobo, not a homeless person or houseless or displaced, but a chosen hobo lifestyle. And then he went and lived his dream. I didn't know him back then, but he learned a lot. And there's a lot of things that the way that he moves in life naturally that I had to learn through meditation and all that. But turns out he'd just been meditating. Like, it turns out it's really easy to meditate whenever you're just in the forest of trees. That's a whole thing, like Buddha sat under a tree for 40 years or whatever, and then I don't know how long Buddha was a prince who had it all apparently, but he was still not satisfied with his life. So Buddha went and sat under the tree, and he's like, okay, I'm under the tree. He's like, I'm gonna go ahead and sit under here, and I'm gonna be like, why am I still such a sad boy, even though I have everything in the world, even though I tried all the things that people said they said it could be a service of people, and I'm still sad. Why am I a sad boy? I did all the things they told me to do. And Buddha cried in his head. And he whined and whined for 40 years. And then it was like, oh, empathy. No. The Sands of Time, Six of Scrolls. I'm just going to read this one because I've never seen it. And then I may or may not play you a song. It's my 2 days, so I'm just doing the half work that's put ahead of me. Six of Scrolls, the Sands of Time. $121. I flipped to this page yesterday. Whenever I went to 101, 111, 121. 101. That was 107. That's cute. Kind of rhymes with 111. 121 on upright. Okay. You're getting an upright read. Oh. The sun has begun to set low on the western horizon, but it's still visible through the window of a beautiful castle room. A man is focused with concern on a large hourglass that has almost run out. He rolls up his sleeves, ready to get back to work. This card shows that, in some matter of importance, time is of the essence. There could be an opportunity that you don't want to miss. It may be a project, situation, or personal connection that requires action or even completion. You might have had some delays, or you may have been highly active and industrious for some time. Either way, keep going. Your focus and effort are still required in order to get to the end game. Don't let worry steer you away from your goal. There is more yet to do, so don't give up. I don't know what specifically comes up for me whenever I read that was just like there might be a little smidge of a project at the very end. Maybe you're afraid to finish a project because then that means that your life is going to change. But it's like this is something that you're able to do and you can do, you know? So it's like why don't you want to? Let's see. I'm gonna play one of my songs. All of my songs are essentially my diary of like insecurities that I'm slowly working through, whatever. Today's my 2 days, so I'll shuffle it twice. One shuffle, and then two shuffle. Steady hands, I could not know. 747. Spoken under my breath, writing something deep inside. Silk wrapped lessons in love and death, cracked the shell, it echoed wide. Rebuilt with purpose. Let it set in. Each stone holds what I won't forget again. Let love leave me and it left me more. Learn who these hands are truly for. I know there is no answer you will take. You know you're gonna have to find your there is no answer you will take. I know you're gonna have to find your way. This right here. I can't lie, you never see. I hold the form of legacy. Not a tower nor a crown. I'm blessed with roots that reach way down. So that's a song that you got, Young Trees. I like that little song. That was like a little R&B song that I made. These are the songs that came up, and it's like, you're gonna have to find your way. This part here is talking about clearing the way, but also it's like planting seeds so then you can have a harvest in autumn. This is where I split the deck. All right, and so this is what we are looking at. This is what we are peering into. This is like just quite simply, and it's like, what did I say at the very end? I'm blessed with roots that reach way down. You find your way. You're gonna plant seeds. You're gonna plant seeds for something that will have deep roots, that will bring great harvest. Springtime might be specifics for you. We are in March. We are in March, but these are both fours. 4-4. I mean, a lot of numerologists don't count 44 as a master number. I disagree with them, and I don't care. Like, I just don't agree, because for me, it's also a master number. Like, there's 2, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and that all is in the same 9, 11, 44, 11, as I say this. This is all in the, same 9, the base 10, 4422 on the clock. Because it's in the base 10. Why would we not include 8 in that? But it's also still like a lot of numerology only goes up to 7 based off the Chaldean, and I think it's stuff like that, but don't go look it up yourself. A lot of the numerology that I learned was intuitive based off of like just living life, and then 44 to say this, and then I really put in the work to study it so I could teach people what the hell I was talking about. You know, because people get, oh! If it lands on the ground, it means times 4. It lands on the floor, it means times 4. But the Queen of Roses. The Queen of Roses and the King of Roses came out. And then the Oracle of Delphi is at the bottom of the deck. It's like, so in the Oracle of Delphi, right here, there's like a scribe who comes in and does and listens to her downloads from the universe. She's on this 3 legs, but I see it as mind, body, spirit. Like she's like, or the divine triangle as well, the triangle. It's both masculine and divine triangle. So she is sitting on that pedestal, but he then interprets her visions and her downloads, and writes it down. And for me, I feel like even the queen, like it's almost like this relationship, like it's the queen is the Oracle of Delphi at the same time. Like she's getting these downloads, and the king is the scribe, and it's like, I don't know. It's like maybe you know someone like this. But what is the Queen of Roses exactly? Because I do wanna. Let me get that. Let me get that for you, and then I'm gonna hop off. #157. It landed on the reverse, so I'm going to read the reverse. This card reversal reveals, and that's because, and I'm just going to tell you, whenever I first got this deck and I opened up the box, the whole deck was in there upside down. I was born in Mercury retrograde, so what I do is I let the book decide for me if it wants to provide a reverse. So if I flip to the page that is the reversal page, then I'm going to read that. Because, like, it's the Akashic Tarot, and for me, the Akashic Records are about record keeping, and books do that. And so sometimes I'm going to tell you my little spiel and jumbo mumbo, but I don't have all the vocabulary that's in there. And sometimes those specific phrases and words, or that is the vocabulary you're meant to hear out of my face with this hair. This card's reversal reveals some disharmony or even conflict with a woman in your life. It could be a friend, family member, work associate, or lover. Whoever this may be, keep conscious and aware. Make sure you stay centered, calm, and empowered. You may be able to resolve the situation with clear communication. The reversed Queen of Roses can also represent you or a woman you know who is stepping out of the role of mother or wife. It may be difficult to get pregnant. Your children may be going off to college, or a romantic separation may be in the cards. You may no longer resonate with each other, and it's time to let go. Let yourself process your emotions and honor any grief that comes up. This is a cycle of transformation. As you let go of those who are not fully present or fully you will find that you're opening your life to the loving care that you truly deserve. Finally, this card could indicate a deep gash in your own self-love, a history of not caring for yourself. An attitude of extreme self-care is required here. Ooh, do you see? I mean, I know my eyes are probably more present, and that's why it's changing so much, but my camera's changing a lot with that bit. Make your own self-love a genuine priority, and the universe will respond with far greater love in your life. I mean, bars, boo. Bars. I don't know what else to tell you besides that. Like, self-love is supposed to be your priority right now. It really is. We hear it all the time. Take care if you love yourself, then people will love you. And like maybe you found love in your life, or maybe like, but there's 757 as I say this. You have transitioned. This is a time in your life When you are really having to let go of people and things and ideas and whatever is not serving your self love. And what that means is not calling yourself bad names whenever you drop something or make a mistake. Not beating yourself up over things. It's providing yourself grace. And a great way to do that is studying what yourself is, what your archetype is. Um, confirmation bird. What I will say is a lot of times it can be very scary to delve into like all these things, like especially like whenever like you grow up religious or something, or just in general like discovering who you are could be scary because you don't want to know what the answer is. What if the answer is sad? You know, Four of Forces again, but it's at the bottom of the deck. Spring and autumn, spring and autumn. You might have spring and autumn might be really good seasons for you, and the transition periods might be good for you. Um, or maybe you do struggle with transition. Maybe your heart. Oh, but also four is like the number of like kind of being really hard on yourself, like you because you see cracks in the foundation so easily. So it really is genuinely an interesting number to be around. It's a bit colder, so it can make you feel like you're never doing enough, and that's not really nice. You know, like if I had a friend who talked to me like that, I wouldn't be friends with them, but yet you let them live in your head, like you let yourself live in your head like that. And it's wild to me how people like will let them like let their egos talk to them, and it's not just one ego. Like you have so many egos inside of you, that are built from all these things that you've heard, not even directly from people telling you stuff. Sometimes it's like if you grow up in a family that gossips a lot and they're talking bad about the Joneses, then all of a sudden, like, you're also thinking that that's how everybody talks. Um, so now it's time to, sometimes you have to lie to yourself based off of the reality that you know. Because right now, no matter what, people are lying to themselves. Like, it's impossible to fully tell the truth because people, if you're telling yourself a story, it's most likely some type of lie. So if you're going to be lying to yourself, you might as well tell yourself a lie that feels good. That's what I think. And then eventually that can become true because we really do manifest with what we believe. Like if you really feel like you're alone in life and nobody understands you, then you're going to be alone and misunderstood forever. Great. Good job putting a curse on yourself. Like that's what I tell people. Because like there are so many people who will be like actively in a conversation with me, leaning on me for help, and then they're telling me that they're completely alone. And I'm like, how are you alone if I'm right here? And I understand like that might be some autistic stuff, like it's too literal, but it's like this is what the reality is. It's not to invalidate feeling alone because I've been there. I've been the person saying that, and that's the issue. Like that, I know that's why that's the problem. But even then, it's not like being told that during the time was going to make it any better. I was still feeling alone because I was still telling myself that story. It doesn't matter what other people tell you. So I started singing the song. Oh, this is a. I'm gonna play this song for you, and I don't care about like any like copyright, whatever. Or I'll sing it for you. Okay, this song is by Nightbirde. She is an artist who was on America's Got Talent. She got the golden buzzer. Her audition is something that I watched again and again and again whenever I was the most alone. It's called It's Okay. And before she sings, she talks about her diagnosis of cancer and how she well, it has like a 2% chance of living, essentially. And the judges say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and she's like, "It's okay, it's okay." And then she goes on to sing her song, and I'd rather just play it in full than than sing it. Where are you? Oh, I clicked the wrong button. I was in a certain app, but I wanted to do it from a different app. There we go. I might cry because it's got me through a lot. To be lost sometimes. Oh, it's alright to be lost sometimes. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If you're lost, we're all a little lost, and it's alright. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. If you're lost, we're all a little lost, and it's alright. And I recommend for you to go look at the video of the Golden Buzzer too, because this was the produced full out version of that song, the way that Nightbirde wanted it before she passed. So she really wanted it to be like this dance, like pop thing. That even though her story makes people sad, she wanted to make people happy, and she did that. And so she made it this more poppy thing. But yeah, I recommend go watching her Golden Buzzer audition. Anyway, you can go be golden buzzard. You can have a golden buzzer on you too. That's what it feels like. I feel like somebody's gonna push the golden buzzer on you. Much love.